Afternoon, folks. And they truck Davy out the truck and at home is all in his office in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire. It's a lovely afternoon, 12 degrees. That's a weather forecast for Salisbury, North Lanarkshire. If you want to know what the weather's like where you are, look at your own bloody Monday. So what brings Davy to your screens on a Saturday afternoon? A chance encounter, actually, with an old friend of mine. We've been campaigning together since 2012. Haven't seen him in a couple of years, maybe a wee bit less, but at least over a year. In the supermarket, and there's my big friend John Marshall from Holytown. I'll stand he's an Alpha Party member, but he's a bloody realist. And he spots me and he comes there with a big smile on his face. We shake hands with a warm embrace. Genuinely wonderful to see him. And he says, "What's going on, Davy?" In the SNP. I says, "Look, I don't know, John." I says, "I really don't." I says, "and some of the nonsense I've been seeing and people actually buying this rubbish." And John's laughing. He says, "I know, Davy." I says, watching the Alpha Party going at the SNP and the SNP going at the Alpha Party. I says, "No, just that, John." I says, "Do you have an answer to how we go forward?" He says, "Nick, I was at it for 8 years. And 5 requests for Section 30s, a High Court case, the whole bloody lot." And him and I had a wee chat about the missteps that each party's made since its creation and the missteps made by the leaders before the creation of the Alpha Party. We spoke about the way Labour stole Scotland in the 1998 Scotland Act. We spoke about how Mr. Salmond was daft to sign that Section 30 and ratify these sections of the 1998 Scotland Act. We then went on to talk about Peter Murrel being arrested. And I said, "Hold on, John, Peter wasn't arrested. I've been called a liar for saying that Peter wasn't arrested. But if you want to go and have a look, it was impossible for Peter Murrel to be arrested. It could only be, as the old-term journalists used to call it, and how it used to be reported, a man was taken in for questioning. The word arrest was never there until they'd established it's a crime, that a crime has been committed. And after 18 months, they haven't established a crime has been committed. They haven't established that a crime has been committed. And B, when I was growing up, you were arrested after it was established a crime was committed and some proof had been gathered. So here we had a situation where a man was supposed to have been arrested for a crime that hasn't yet been established has happened. Wow. I think people are starting to lose their minds a wee bit and need to root their necks in a wee bit. I also seen another friend of mine the day bashing me for bashing the Alpha Party. But John and I were having a laugh about this, because John and I are both political realists and campaigners for a long time. He says, "Davy, I know you're no bashing us. You're just upset at some of the stuff that's going on, as am I." He says, "and I know you're trying to give us advice. You know, because we're all friends. We don't want to see our friends fail." You've heard David and I say that. And you've also heard me say I'm a Democrat to my toes. I welcome everybody in to our democracy. But if people would just listen to what I've said, instead of taking a reactionary view here, and think closely about what I'm saying. So how could a man have been arrested when they haven't established a crime has been committed? So we arrest people without crimes being committed now, Davy. The Crown Office and the Procurator Fiscal's Office gave Police Scotland a new direction to go in. And that's what prompted this. Because after 18 months of looking, they couldn't find nothing. So the police were asked by the Procurator Fiscal's Office and the Crown Office, which is unusual, because Scottish law is independent from UK law. Don't call me a liar for pointing out the truth. I'm old enough and have a memory long enough to remember when the press would only report a man has been taken in for questioning. No, a man's been arrested when we haven't established yet a crime has been committed. There was 8 complaints made. 8 out of however many thousands and thousands and thousands of people that made a donation. 8. And in 18 months, they haven't established a crime has been committed. Or these people putting a cart before the horse. I put my head out above the parapet to discuss these things and tell you these things because it's important. You cannot be arrested for a crime when they haven't established a crime has been committed. They establish a crime has been committed when they've went through, when they've had a complaint and they go on a look and establish that a crime has been committed. 18 months into this inquiry, they still haven't established a crime has been committed. You're going to wake up and start thinking, folks. And I mean that. Now, as to this idea that I'm bashing the Alpha Party, I'm not. I just said, what prompted this broadcast was a chance encounter with a very good friend who I've campaigned with for years, who is in the Alpha Party but is also a political realist. And him and I have just a great chat as good friends. We've always been friends. The fact that he's in the Alpha Party makes no odds to me. And we discussed the missteps that have been made by both our parties. Because that's what political realists and grown-ups do. In fact, John quite agreed with me that these banners that are going up all over the place are a daft idea unless they make it clear it's a political party. Because Alpha is the Gaelic word for Scotland. And as these signs say, as I said, is Scotland for independence. That's what they say. They didn't say a political party for independence. So John and I discussed that just before I come in. And he says, you know what, David, you're right. I'll have a word with him about that. We need to make it more clear that we're a political party. You know? So people, if you actually listen to what I'm saying, don't jump onto my timeline and tell me I'm being negative or I'm a liar because Peter Murrel was arrested. Can he be arrested if it hasn't been established that a crime has been committed? So why don't you phone up the PFs on Monday and ask them what crime was Peter arrested for when they haven't even established that a crime has been committed so far? After 18 months, they had to get new direction and new instructions from the Procureurs Fiscal and most unusually, the Crown Office. They're the facts. Don't have to like them. I'm not Alpha bashing. I'm criticising the way they go about it. I'm criticising the missteps that me and Big Marsh have both discussed and agreed with both parties have made. The SNP are a number of more years right enough. And I'll run for this, I'm an SNP bloody groupie or something like that. I'm no, I've argued with them more than most people. When there's policies I don't agree with, then I'll put up my reasoned debate. And if the party goes in a different direction, majority rules, Delties, Democrat to my toes. All right. When I say Mr. Murrel wasn't arrested, that's because I'm old enough to remember the term in the media, which was a man has been taken into custody for questioning. The term was never arrested. Why? Because arresting somebody is something you do after you've established a crime has been committed and that you've got proof that they committed it. That's it. Simple as that. And that's why journalism, when it used to be honest instead of this political sensationalism, would only say a man has been taken in for questioning. And that's what happened to Peter. They haven't established yet that a crime has been committed. Believe it or not, after 18 months of looking, they haven't established a crime has been committed. You can ask the PF's office, don't you believe me? And that they've been given, Police Scotland have been given new instructions from the Fiscal's Office and the Crown Prosecution Service on what they're looking for, because after 18 months they couldn't find nothing. So I wasn't lying when I said Peter wasn't arrested, because you can't be arrested for a crime that hasn't been established has been committed. And they haven't established yet that a crime has been committed. Never mind what that crime is. Okay? So no matter tell me I'm a liar because I said Peter Murrel wasn't arrested. He was being questioned under caution. They haven't established a crime has been committed yet. You can't be arrested for a crime that's not been committed. Them the facts. That's the facts. And as to the Alpha Party thing, listen, SNP supporters, Alpha Party supporters, rub in your necks. Stop the fighting. Both parties have made missteps. Doesn't mean that we're no friends. In fact, it made my day, see, Big John. The amount of campaigns we've been on, marches we've been on. John was an activist in his area before independence. I was an activist up here. No, it was generally great to see him. The fact that he's a member of the Alpha Party makes no difference. And it was a genuine smile we both had when we seen each other in that chance encounter in the supermarket. Now, so for those who say I'm a liar because Peter Murrel was arrested, can he be arrested unless they've established a crime has been committed? So he's being questioned under caution as they try to establish a crime has been committed. Okay, them's the facts. That's the facts. And as to the idea that I've got something against the Alpha Party, I've no. I'm a political realist, as James Kelly of the Alpha Party, of that parish, has said. It takes about 20 years for a political party to break through. John and I were discussing that, and I said circumstances could change that. David, this is probable. I said it could, but it's not probable. Simple as that. There could be a circumstance where the Alpha Party all of a sudden become conscious in people's mind. But in the middle of course the living crisis, the crap we're getting in the press, nobody's even heard of the Alpha Party that much. And the reason why I'm a bit annoyed on the side of the motorway was it didn't make it clear that the Alpha Party was a political party and they signed. And me and a good friend who's a member of the Alpha Party have just discussed that. Anyway, it was great to see John, but I thought I'd better come in here and clear that bit up about the Peter Murrel arresting. I might be wrong, I'm no legal eagle, but as far as I remember, you can't be arrested unless it's been established a crime has been committed. And at this point in time, it hasn't been established a crime has been committed. Have a nice day.